you not knowing the law doesn't protect you from breaking it. I'm Martin Pivetta, Director of Product Management at McAfee. I'm responsible for small business and consumer products. The weakest link in every security is the human being. In the small business space, as a business owner, I'm not tech savvy, I'm not security savvy, I know my trade. As much as I could be phished and misused in my private life, the same can happen with my business. Similarly with my employees. If I don't train my employees on what to look out for to prevent misuse, it can happen. The more you depend on mobile devices that your employees bring with them, the less control you have, and that increases the risk factor. Very often small businesses think of the hacker as what they've seen on TV, the loner in the basement doing something at a computer, and therefore think that why would they be the target of that one guy that just happens to be looking for a victim? The IT threat landscape has evolved massively. The cybercrime is bigger than the drug crime business nowadays, but it's more anonymous. All these organizations are set up with very big structures and act in very professional ways that would surprise people massively if they had that understanding. And just like a business, the sole goal of these illicit businesses is to monetize their attacks or trade in personal data, so you shouldn't underestimate it. One of the biggest misconceptions of cybercrime and criminality in small businesses is that I don't have anything that's valuable in my business. Why would I be targeted when there's thousands of small businesses in my city? The counter side to that is also that as an attacker, I'm pretty anonymous because I could be anywhere on the planet and attack a small business in the UK. The misconception that I have as a business owner is my data isn't that relevant. But if my IT falls apart, my business could fall apart. And the customer data that I have from my users has value in itself to me as a business, because if these people lose trust in me, they're not going to continue to do business, which could put my business at risk. Similarly, I could be breaching a law. Privacy laws are quite strict nowadays, and you not knowing the law doesn't protect you from breaking it. Not every small business has no value. A lot of them have documents that they need for their trade, and a lot of small businesses like law firms and service providers actually deal with highly valuable information. Many small businesses don't know they have been breached. The data might have been stolen. This data about customers can be sold on the dark web. It has a value in itself. And small businesses in such situations might not know until 10 years later that their data was breached, or ever. The other part is ransomware attacks, where the data for a business will be encrypted over time, and one day the hacker is going to ask for a ransom to release the data back to the business so they can resume their operations. That business model really depends on how much do you as a business value the data that you have lost, and what does it take for me to bring it back? Ransom is easy money. A lot of businesses will think that paying up a small amount to get their data back that they think is not much actually ends up becoming a huge amount of money at scale. And every business that pays up the ransom actually promotes the value and effectiveness of continuing to do ransomware attacks by crooks. Ideally, you should never pay ransom. Make sure you have good backups and be ready to restore. If small businesses had good basic security practices at scale, it would make it harder to break in and ask for ransom, which would increase the cost of creating ransom attacks, which would potentially lead to less lucrative business models for these cyber criminals. Just like in real life, the digital ransomware business very much depends on how much does it cost me to get you to pay a ransom. And we want to turn the economics of that around. The cost of a cyber attack is not limited to the ransom payment that some businesses are willing to pay. You have to set up new protections. You have to win your reputation back if customers are affected. You might need to have legal costs and policy costs that come with it. It is hard for businesses to recover from ransomware attacks and hacks. Many of them cease to exist within a few months after attacks. For businesses to have protection, you need to think about the persona of the business owner. Small business owners are non-technical. They manage IT not by choice, but because they have to for their business. They spend less than an hour dealing with security a week, and they just want to be told what to do. They don't want to have to proactively chase protections. With that in mind, McAfee created McAfee Business Protection that caters to this small business persona, making a product that is simple, actionable, and guides you to do what is right, were the driving forces to build a product that is very close to the consumer mindset, but has some additional protections that are specific to small businesses, like, for example, the need to have passwords on devices, the need to have encryption of your disks for devices that might be roaming in a public space. If you were to do two things as a business owner, I would focus on the following. Make sure that employees are aware of scams and what to look out for. Get the basic training done with them. If you don't know exactly how to do that, resources are available on the internet and from the McAfee website to learn about what is a scam, how do I detect it, what can I do against it. Secondly, make sure you have basic protection across your whole business for both your devices, your mobile devices, and your employees. McAfee Business Protection was built with and for small businesses in mind. It's an advanced set of protections that you need for your business that is simple, automated, and guiding you whenever action is needed, therefore making everything possible for businesses to be safe while maintaining their focus on the business and not on becoming IT security specialists. It doesn't have to be that hard.